What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Wake up with me. It's your man, Tresvon Pratt, with AIM, always improving the mind. And man, it's a beautiful day. I usually wake up with and I say this to myself. I say, thank you, God, for waking me on this beautiful, blessed morning. Every day I wake up, I say, thank you, God, for waking me on this beautiful, blessed morning. It's a blessing to be here, man. It's a blessing to wake up, and life is always beautiful. I toggle that mentality in the very beginning. That's how I start off my day. Thank you, God, for waking me on this beautiful, blessed morning, right? And just having that perspective, having that mentality alone, I'm choosing faith over fear. There's a lifelong debate about faith versus fear. Which one would you rather have? Which one would you rather have? Which one do you choose? Is it faith or fear? Link in the description, link in the chat, link at the bottom to join me live and have this discussion. And it's a wonderful one. I love this one because I learned a lot about this. Let me give you some rhetoric so that it's not just like religious based face uh, mm, face, so that it's not just religious based faith. Okay, let me give you the definition of faith because a lot of people get stuck on, oh, I don't go to church, and okay, but you still choose to have faith or fear, right? You're still operating in one or the other. Okay, faith is the definition. Faith is confidence or trust in a person or thing. You have faith in one's ability. Um, Belief that is not based on proof. Hello. I have faith that this will work out, even though I don't have the proof that this will work out. Um, of course, belief in God or in the doctrines or teachings of the religion. A belief in anything as a code of ethics, standards of merit, right? I think that's where I say common sense is not common sense. Common sense is not common anymore. We used to have a sense of common sense because we all had standards of living, standards of practice, right? You had faith in humanity because of those standards. We had common sense, right? I think that's enough. All of that defines faith. Only one of those definitions was tied to belief in God, right? Although that is what it is for me, I also see it in its entirety. So even if you don't practice the religion, even if you don't, subscribe to a church or anything like that, you still are going to be choosing faith or fear. So don't tie it only to religion. Faith is not a religious based thing. Faith is spiritual. Faith is internal. Faith is mindset, right? Faith versus fear is optimism versus pessimism. I don't do pessimism. I've been told I'm overly optimistic. I have too much faith, right? But I'd rather have too much faith and look on the bright side of things and have a high hope than to have the opposite, have no hope, have no faith, and be pessimistic. Think, woe is me, the world is wrong, it's chaos. I'm waking up. Oh my God, I woke up again. I still gotta live. I'd rather be excited about opportunity and see the magic and the beauty in the world, right? And the possibility versus looking at the impossibility and the chaos and the destruction and having no faith in humanity. And, you know, I'd rather be excited to live than to and that's just me. I mean, whatever works for you, for real, for real. Um, but I know this to be true. Like, you don't have to be overly optimistic, but to be solely pessimistic, you're not truly living. You're limiting yourself. You're waiting on the opportunity to debate and debuncle, right? You're looking for somebody to slip and fall just to be, yeah, I told you you would slip and fall, right? You waiting on that just for confirmation. Again, misery loves company, right? We looked up faith. Let's look up fear because I'm gonna tie the two together. Fear is a distressing emotion aroused by impending danger, evil, pain, etc. Whether the threat is real or imagined, the feeling or condition of being afraid. Hmm. Because I know a lot of people who operate out of fear who say they have no fear, right? Just because you're aggressive about it doesn't mean that you're not operating from a state of fear, from a mindset of fear. Look at it this way. What are you working so hard for? If it's why not? Because I don't want to be broke, because I don't want someone else to suffer, because I don't want to lose, because I don't. That's more fear based, man. I'm working so hard because I want, because I cherish, because I love, because more abundance, right? Because I'm improving myself. I'm always going to be working. We're doing the same thing, but out of a different mentality. So, faith versus fear. Which do you choose? A lot of us are toggled by fear. It's like our default setting. It's not our nature. It's not our default setting. It has become our default setting as you become an adult. You are operating out of fear. And that's because everything around you emphasizes fear. You can lose, you can die, you can, you can go broke, you can get fired, you can go without, right? Danger. Once you have responsibility, you upholding the responsibility. And it's like, I don't want to, a lot of responsibility is forced upon us. It ain't like you willingly stepped into this responsibility. So what you're actually doing is preventing a problem. Now, is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? Faith versus fear. It's simply your outlook. What are you operating out of? Because you still, whichever one is driving you, whichever one is driving you, still can get you to the destination. So that's why I proposed the question, which one would you rather have? Is it faith or is it fear? I cannot be led by fear. I'm human. I have fear. I acknowledge fear. I will, you know, jump into action behind the fear of losing or not being able to, and all of the above. Like, I want us to acknowledge that fear is not a bad thing. Fear is our primitive nature, is our primitive instinct that tells you to move. Fear is the biggest motivator for change, if you ask me. Fear is one of the main, is the primary emotion that makes you actually do whatever it is that you think about doing or know you need to do. It's not until you're about to die or you're on your deathbed that you like, "You know what? I don't need to eat fried chicken. I don't need to eat those sweets. I can drink more water." It's not until you throw your back out that you like, "I don't need to keep lifting all of this heavy stuff." Right? I could do better. I can go to the gym. I could start strengthening myself, strengthening my body. It's not until you burn out and you about to crash behind the wheel that you don't have no control over your body that you like, I can get some sleep. Talk about myself. I can get some sleep. I can get some rest. It's the fear. When I said I got a serious FOMO, it's the fear of missing out that keeps me awake. The reason why I'm not getting enough sleep is the fear of missing out that keeps me awake. Fear is a driving force behind a lot of things. A lot of purpose is is discovered because of fear. You don't really know what your purpose is until you go through the pain of something. I don't want to go through that pain no more. I don't want nobody else to have to go through that pain. Let me tell you about it. Right? I've taken risks. I've lost thousands. I've lost relationships. I've lost friends. I've cut off family. I've hurt people. I've been hurting. I've been hurt. I've been through much more pain than this smile can show. My heart has a lot of scars, a lot of bandages. That's what gives me faith. That's what drives my purpose. I've been in the fear realm of all of these things. So I don't view these things the same. But I see other people who are in the fear realm of mindset. And I'm like, dog, you know you can literally change the way you think, change the way you view things, and the way and the things you view would change. You literally can change your perspective and change your life, change your mind. Like what you're looking at as a problem, not even a problem. It's actually an opportunity. But you stuck. This is what drives me. I see the fear in you. I see the fear in so many people, man. And I don't care what you look like, scrawny or strong, right? Handsome, beautiful, ugly, which is perceptive. Is your how beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There's not many ugly people out here to me. You have to do something to be ugly. You have ugly actions, ugly intentions. I don't really be seeing ugly on people. You can always make yourself look better, especially if you work out. Now, I see the fear. I see people who perpetuates the fear. And then I see the crowd that absorbs the fear. And I'm like, why? Why are we even discussing this? Why are you afraid of something that you never even experienced? Guess why? Let me go ahead and let me bridge the two. Faith and fear cannot coexist, but faith and fear operate on the same principle. Both are of the unknown. So to have faith in something, to have faith is a strong belief or a positive outcome of of the unknown. I have faith that this will work. I have faith that I will make it there. I have faith that I will get good. I have faith in humanity, right? Fear is also a belief of the unknown. It's the opposite though. I don't have faith. I don't think that we'll get there, right? I don't think it's going to get any better. That's fear. Why are you trying then? Why are you here? Right? If you don't believe that it'll get any better, then why are you putting forth any effort? It's because you actually do believe, but you're focused on the fear aspect of things. You do believe. Otherwise, you wouldn't even put forth effort. You do believe. And if you yourself could do any better towards whatever it is that you previously had fear on or think that won't get any better, then you have already made the progress. You have already made the changes necessary to see that it's getting better. You won't see it if it's not you or affecting you. What you focused on. I've been having a lot of discussions lately about the next generation, the next generation. Every previous generation thinks that the next generation is going to be worst off. Every one of them. The generation before me said that my generation will be terrible. We're not. My generation is looking at the next generation like they're going to be terrible. They're not. That generation is looking at the next generation like they're going to be terrible, and they're not. They're continuing. They may be doing things differently, right? We're continuously progressing. We're advancing. So what work ethic looks like on me doesn't look like the same as work ethic from the last generation, and so forth and so on. But what you focus on, you focus on what's not, what doesn't, what you won't, then you focused on fear. Or are you focused on possibility, what you are doing, what you're currently doing, what you're capable of, what you have done? Now, again, whichever you choose could be your motivating factor. If you think the next generation is going to be worst off in whichever area, then you step up and start teaching and guiding the next generation. Now you're contributing now. So now you can't just sit back and say, "Oh, they're the problem." Right? You can't just sit back and say they're the problem that oh well, next generation is ain't no hope. Ain't no hope. Meanwhile, we're continuously discovering more and more younger geniuses. Maybe the curriculum is just not challenging anymore, right? Maybe the curriculum is just not challenging anymore. My man TD, what's up, TD? She says, unfortunately, when selling news programs and religion, fear sells better than faith. It is in the numbers and it's hard to argue against. So we get a constant diet of fear from media. Be careful. Those who those who are products of that type of promotion will combat you. They're gonna say stuff like, "You see it all the time. It's all around you. How can you not?" It's because you're a product of fear mongering. You're a product of that promotion. That is promotion. What is being promoted to you? You're going to lose. You're going to fail. You're going to die if you don't buy into this. If you don't vote for this. If you don't change this. If you don't do this, then you're going to ultimately, it says you're going to die. Your children are going to die, right? We're going to go to war and all of that stuff, right? This is one of the reasons why when I said I got burnt out from social media, this is it. You're absolutely right, TD. Ain't nothing but fear mongering. What can hold you down? And it's not just fear that sells, it's emotion that sells. But again, fear is a big motivational emotion. It's not until you feel fear that you're ready to act on something. There's so many people that, I mean, just look at the pandemic, right? People buying half of their house is full of uh, toilet paper, right? Half of that house full of toilet paper and water, and it's like, yo, when did that when did that become the issue? Like, you got to stay in the house to be y'all go use the bathroom more. What you know? And it was a time, still is, but I chose not to live in fear of it. And hey, this doesn't affect you as much when you're healthy. Be healthy. Says, don't get me wrong. I think what you're doing here is wonderful, but it's like pushing water uphill. Absolutely. Now, if I had a fear mentality behind that, I would not even try, right? I would not even try. You're absolutely right. But at the same time, it's what are you focused on? This is what I tell, and it's not towards TD. People like TD and myself, like we already are focused on faith. We're focused on positive. We're already optimistic. We already know that reality is wonderful versus being pushed. Reality is horrible, right? I told y'all about that pessimistic point of view of realism. It's like, oh man, reality is that won't work. Reality is that's not true. Reality is people don't. Reality is it's not likely and okay. But reality is also, right? Even with the propaganda, even with the promotion, you see a lot of titles that's clickbait. It's like, oh, this is the worst, and this is why you're failing. And you know, I'm in that realm, so I see it. I wouldn't even click on that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear what's the worst. But the opposite is also true. If somebody, the thumbnail shows that, oh, this is the best, or this is why you're winning, or this is what you need to succeed, and all of that, I'm gonna look at that stuff. It's not that I want or need motivation. I just rather focus on solutions. I rather focus on actions that'll, you know, put me in a positive light. I rather focus on positivity, right? Preach. TD, my man. This is the best talk on YouTube. That's why I'm here. I appreciate you. This is why we always improving the mind, man. This is why we always improving the mind. Because there's a saying, right? Whether you believe you can or you cannot, you're right. That explains to me that whichever one you choose, whichever one you choose will ultimately be what you bring to light, right? Whatever you focus on, we go back to the law of attraction. Whatever you focus on you attract. And people don't realize how deep how deep that is. Like, I know it's trendy. I know The Secret, the book is out, and everybody, law of attraction. Like, you don't really know or have used the law of attraction intentionally. Everybody is so surface level when it comes to it. I'm like, yo, how you think, I know you're not saying or showing me, but your actions are showing me that you think otherwise. You're operating out of a different out of a different focus. What you focus on, you attract. And let me tell you, the difference between faith and fear is your focus. Hmm? What you focus on becomes magnified, especially when you facing like circumstances, especially when you facing opposition, especially when you actually going through something. Like, it's easy to be like, "Oh, I have faith," when nothing has happened. There's no challenge, there's no problem, there's ease of life. It's easy to be like, "Yeah, things are good." As soon as things get hard, people be like, pull my hair out. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's not working. Take me out, right? He says, I'm not trying to be a kiss ass. We don't know each other. No, we don't. And I didn't see it as such. So don't have that fear. And me being in this arena, because it is a fight, me being in this arena, I don't have the fear of sound bites. I had to get rid of that. I don't have a fear of sound bites. I don't have a fear of people trying to use my words against me. I don't have a fear of debate. I don't have a fear of uh, looking or sounding a certain way. No, I just stand on what I know to be true and my principles, my morals, and what's driving me, right? That's what I do. So I don't operate out of fear. And that's how I can show up here because it's a lot of propaganda. I got videos, I got people that comment, like I did a video about money and mental health and how a lot of us, especially now, associate our mental health with money. If I'm broke, then I'm unhappy. If I'm, making money, then I'm the best version of me because I'm making money. When a lot of times none of that correlates. I can understand why you would think so. 'Cause I'm not really gonna be unhappy if I'm genuinely making money, like, and if I'm making an abundant amount, I could do more. But just focusing on the money and associating your mental health with money is gonna take you out. Because money is a ever flowing thing. You're gonna get it sometimes, you're not gonna get it sometimes. You're gonna close the sale, you're not always gonna close the sale. Gonna get the deal, you're not always gonna get the deal. You can get the deal and then the deal get taken away, right? Might not be as good as a deal. You can get the job, you can get fired, right? You can make the money and then have an emergency. All that money just went to something else instead of play. Come on, man. So when we associate our identity to money, yeah, it messes with your mental health. But I had most of the people in my comments on that video tell me I don't know money or I'm broke or I must not make enough or I'm a simp and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, cool story, bro. you know, Meanwhile, I've made an abundant amount, right? I've made six figures in a year before. I've made, enough to say, hey, and experience, hey, money isn't everything. Money is important, but money isn't everything. I've made a lot, I've lost a lot. I cherish all of the things I was able to do with money. I got moments, experiences, and memories I cherish forever. I ain't never thought about the money. I ain't never thought about the dollar amount. That never was associated to my being. And the same ones that harbor on money ask me, how are you so happy? How are you still smiling? How are you, how do you work so hard, so effortlessly? How do you do this and not stress out? Because my identity is not attached to that. I have faith in what I'm doing. I have faith in what I want to see. I have faith that people will start improving their minds. They already have. For the people that's already here, I thank you. You have proven it to me that you want to start your day off right. You want to get your mind right. You want to do better. I have so many people that I don't know. Shout out TD. I have so many people that I don't know or didn't know paid attention to anything that I say or do, you know, that came to me and told me something that I said that changed their mind or something that I've done over the years because consistency is key, right? So I've been doing this over the years, nonstop, in whichever form. But this is not something that I just preach. I practice. I do this daily, right? Come next, come tomorrow, we'll be starting next month. And next month, I told y'all I'm challenging myself. I didn't wait till next month. I didn't wait till next month. I already did my workout this morning, right? I've already cleansed and detoxed, from certain criteria, certain material, right? I've already started taking more time to myself. I said I need to be more intentional about myself. I need to start paying attention to myself. And it's already getting me weird vibes from other people. It's crazy. When you're a generous, selfless being, once you start doing for self, it seems as a change on the forefront, and other people get nervous about it because maybe he's not going to do as much for me as he was. It's okay. It's okay. Right? I'm just more guarded with my time. Right? I just need me right now. And that's okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Shout out to pants. Is the underscore? Is it underpants? I appreciate you. You know, but I have faith in my commitments. The reason why I could commit is because I have faith. So many people do not get married, do not settle down, do not get in a committed relationship. We have a fear of commitment because of all of the normalcy around breakups, divorces. Y'all can't wait till somebody breaks up, right? You can't wait to promote, like, look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. But you can't do the same for, like, look at this marriage, look at this one, look at this, like, this couple still together. That doesn't get the same energy. Misery loves company. Negativity spreads faster, but positivity holds longer. Positivity holds strength and unity, but they promote independency. Come on, man. They make more money off of us being separated. A broken home. Now both adults got to have their own household and they got to foster a child separately. It costs more. It costs more. So what they're going to do in this consumer society, let's break up the home because we can make more money off of that. We can profit off of your pain. We could profit off of your loss. We gain from your loss. Even with war. I saw a post, I think it was yesterday, that says war is fought between poor and working class people for the profits of the rich. The ones that are pushing the buttons for war are not the ones who are fighting it, but they gaining from it. The ones that actually gain from war, the ones who's not having their family slain in the streets for just living in this area, the ones who are not getting bombed are the ones who are pushing the buttons. That's the fear, man. The ones who are in control of the media outlets, all of them, all of them. The ones who are in control of all sources of media. If it's not in person, face to face, what you dealing with, then it's media. If you heard it on whatever, if you heard it on the radio, if you heard it on any of the social medias, if you saw it on Google, if you saw it on the internet, right? If it was a notification that popped up on your phone, right? Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. If it was any of those, it's media. And every media serves a purpose. Every one of them. Every one of them. This is why I'm good at sales, but I don't like selling because I need to, in order to be a great salesperson, you need to drive on the emotion. The main emotion that you need to drive off of is fear. Let me show you why you need my product or service. It's because you lack somewhere. I know that that is not the only way to show you the value of what I'm trying to sell you. I know that, but I also know that faith-based selling is more longevity. Everybody that I've been able to sell to, shout out Shine, shout out Aim. Everybody I've been able to sell to are long-term consumers of, you know, the faith-based promotion. The ones that I've sold to, because I try both. The ones that I sold to, or your skin is cracking and dry, and you got eczema, and you don't want to look that bad. Don't go out there while and ashy, all of that stuff. The ones that I sold to like that, they're not repeat customers, right? Now I could do that for a large audience and make me a little number, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't what I want to do. I want you to have healthy skin, right? I want self-care looks good on you. I'm gonna tell you more about how to have healthy skin. I'm not gonna say this is the only product, the only thing that you need to use, if you're not using this, you're losing. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna sell to you like that. That's against my ethics, right? So faith versus fear. Both are in the unknown, right? Both are driving forces. Both can motivate you to action and motivate you to move. But which one are you operating out of? Take a look at it. Take a look at it. Pay attention. Which one are you operating out of? And which one would you rather operate out of? Because I've been and here's the thing, it's life, right? At some point you're going to operate out of fear, at some point you're going to operate out of faith. Which one do you want to choose to operate out of? Me, I used to tell myself I was so bad, right? I used to tell myself that high hopes lead to high letdowns. I have kept myself away from opportunity. I have been my biggest obstacle because of my mindset. I have never been to Disney World, Disneyland, none of that. I want to, and I had the opportunity to go when I was in my youth. I think I was like 12, prime time, right? I had the opportunity to go, but I was like, and it was my cousin, my aunt. She was like, "All you need is $100 for to get you some food or whatever, and we'll cover the rest." And I was like, 12 years old. I don't got $100. That number sounds innumerable. I ain't even try. I ain't asked mom. I ain't try. I just accepted defeat. I used to tell myself high hopes lead to high letdowns. I ain't even gonna get my hopes up for that trip. I ain't even gonna get my hopes up for the opportunity to do something that I really would like to do. And a lot of people live like that today. Something I could have done that I really want to do, still haven't been. I ain't messing with Florida right now. Still haven't done. I could have done for $100, dog. Dog, it's gonna cost me way more now. There ain't nobody paying for me now. But it's cool. I have faith that I'll go. I have faith that I'm gonna go. All right. It's all in learning. So what you gonna operate out of? Faith or fear? Both are motivating. Both can get you results. But whichever you focus on, best believe you will bring into reality. If it's fear based, you will see it. If it's fear based, you will see it. You will get any of the confirmations. You will get confirmation in whatever it is, right? I talked about being adaptable. More and more and more change is on the horizon for me, but I have faith that it's going to work out in my favor, right? I believe, I truly believe that life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Shout out to Paul D. Bray, my brother. I truly believe that all of the opposition is lining me up for what I say I want. Anything that you pray for, anything that you consistently say you want. Check this out, man. Check this out. When it comes to what you focus on, you attract. When I told y'all about the traumatic experience I had last year, I got robbed at gunpoint by two knuckleheads, right? But prior to me getting robbed at gunpoint, for like a month straight, I just kept saying, I need time. I need time. I need time to myself. Careful what you ask for because you're going to get it. Careful what you ask for because you're going to get it. Be specific about what you want and how you want it. And it can happen that way. I have faith in it happening. Right? So I didn't at that moment. I just was at a low place and didn't have time to myself or didn't prioritize time to myself. And I just kept saying to myself, I need time. I need time to be with myself. I got robbed at gunpoint, right? Traumatic experience. But guess what? I didn't go to work for 3 weeks. I was able to stay off of work for 3 weeks. Oh, you got time now. Oh, you got time now. Right? It's not how I wanted it to come. I was not specific in how I wanted to get this time, but I got time now. Whatever you ask of, whatever you focus on can happen. There is no impossibility. Impossibility is a fallacy. It's a falsehood. Any and everything can and will happen. Literally, if you focus on it and, act towards it, whatever you focus on focuses on you. And the more focused you are on it and actively working towards it, it will work towards you. It does not have to take a long time to get whatever, to get the body that you want, to get the money that you want, to get the person that you want, the love that you want. It does not take a long time. That's a myth. What it actually takes is a high belief and steadfast focus. Come on, man. And me knowing these things, me practicing these things, me experiencing these things and getting a result from it, I have no choice but to believe. I've seen it happen. I have no choice but to believe it. And I want to see it for you too. I want you to see it. So now I don't operate out of, I used to say high hopes lead to high letdowns. Now I'm a high hopeful person, right? I'm a high hopes type of person. And that's because when I said high hopes lead to high letdowns, even though I would let my hopes get up, I still would have the belief like, it's more than likely still not going to work. And guess what? It more than likely still didn't work. So then I kept proving to myself what I truly was focusing on. It's deeper than just that surface level. I kept proving to myself what I truly was focusing on. Tell me that you haven't done the same. Tell me that there's not a situation where I'm going to try. You thought that it's a possibility that I just won't. And every time you thought about or put forth effort, you thought it's a possibility I just won't. Right? I used to do that with basketball. We're playing a little game of 21. I'm gonna play, but I might lose this one. I'm not surprised when I lose. That pessimistic point of view of realism is a defense. It's to protect yourself. Not letting you get your hopes up is a defense. It's to protect yourself. It's so that when things happen or goes the way that you don't want them to, you're not surprised, you're not completely taken out. I get it, but you're going to keep getting that type of result if you only focus on it that way. Let's have more faith instead of harboring on fear. But also, fear is not a bad thing because it can motivate you and you find your purpose, right? You're going to act. Fear could drive you to action. Let's let that action not be out of fear. I hope someone is able to understand that. But that is my time for the day. So, as y'all know, I said I was going to go live every day this month. Mission accomplished. I pat myself on the back. Matter of fact, I said I was going to go live every day this month. And yes, Lord, I've been able to do that. I'm proud of that. I'm thankful for everyone who has shown up, who has been here. Anyone who is looking to do something of this caliber, understand that consistency is key. You're not always going to have people there. You're not always going to have support. You're not always going to get the result right away. But that's why consistency. You keep on going. Like I said, there's people who I don't even know follow me who I don't get the views, right? I don't get the views, I don't get the likes, I don't get all of that right away. But don't it's people that come to me and say, "Yo, what you was talking about this morning?" And I'm like, "That I don't know who's watching." Right? It'll show how many viewers, a number, but that number is always wrong to me, right? This is why I'm not a stats person because so much more is happening than what is acknowledged. So I went live every day this month. Um, what I plan on doing is continuing because I don't like stopping midweek. I will continue to go live every day for this week, but then I'm going to switch it to every Monday. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all want it because showing up every day has been pushing me to. It's been wonderful. I don't intend on being here for an hour, but here we are. Right? So y'all let me know. I will be putting out more content with more time to be able to do more things. I will be able to put out more of the videos. I'll be able to put out, more of the shorts, more of the clips. I can find guests to come on, all that good stuff, man. I could do a lot more, but I also love just showing up with y'all live because it's the authenticity, it's transparent. I don't even know what's gonna happen, but I just show up. I have faith that it's gonna be a good thing. So y'all let me know. Until then, much love. I'll be seeing you.